dad said some of what I was going to say, but try to cut it short. Um, but I have so many memories of my grandma, like my cousins do. But what I think I remember most is, or I think of most when I think of her, is the love that she had for her family. She was so proud of her family, and like my dad said, she didn't brag or show a lot of emotion, but we knew she was. I remember asking her if my dad and his siblings fought when they were younger, and she said no, they were perfect. And and she wasn't kidding. And but my dad told me that he and my uncle Dennis used to fight with boxing gloves. So I know that that wasn't true. But to my grandma, her children, her grandchildren, and her great grandchildren were perfect, and she really would do anything for them. And then they all would do anything for her, which we witnessed in her later years. Um, and I probably spent most time with my grandma in the last 8 years than I ever did in my life, or the most kind of one-on-one time. But I remember the morning after my daughter Ariel was born 8 years ago. She was the first of the 11 great-grandchildren. I remember the beautiful smile on my grandma's face. And like my dad said, Ariel, my son Eli, when he was born, and I visited her every week. And they always made my grandma smile and laugh when not much else did. And it wasn't that just they didn't complain about going, they loved going. They always wanted to go and see her. And I think we all could feel her love. I know we all could feel her love, and I'm just very grateful that they got to know her, and that we all had her in our lives.
My grandmother was a very strong woman. She always wanted to make sure that we were all well taken care of. Grandma Secchi was interested in where we caught our cold, and even in my 30s, she would worry when I showed up at Wiggins with wet hair and without a coat. We loved visiting her. The highlight of my week this past year was watching Stella and Bea bring a smile to Grandma's face. Grandma, I love you, and don't worry, my hair is dry and I'm wearing a coat.
Truth be told, there's very little I can add to such beautiful, heartfelt eulogies that come directly from the heart, from family members. And I spoke to the family yesterday, heard more about Sarah. I knew Sarah from Wiggins because I also came to Wiggins in 2004, not as a tenant, but as one of the rabbis of the Menorah Park campus when Wiggins opened, and so I got to know her. And then the last 3 years she was in Menorah Park. But I know Bill said not to mention her age too often, but just think about it, 99 and a half, I mean, wow. That's, imagine the world that she was born into. So different than today. And Sarah lived through it all. The many changes that the world went through in the past century. But Sarah knew that some things just don't change. Many of her values are eternal values. Jewish culture and traditions were important to her. She was proud to be Jewish. I found her quiet, unassuming, humble, and she brought up her children, as we heard from Bill, in a modest and simple home. But what was most important to her, and we also heard this before, but it won't hurt to repeat it, family. Family was most important to her. Devoted mother to June and her husband Joel, Bill and his wife Sandy, Dennis and his wife Susan. We heard that she was a stay-at-home mom. They always knew that she would always be there for them. Took very good care of the children, always concerned about their education and careers. Was always there for you, for your support and guidance. And I wrote something in a newsletter of Wiggins Place in 2012, and I don't think I've really used it since, to tell you the truth. But when I was talking to the family yesterday, some of this came to mind, and I pulled out the newsletter, and I wrote about, it was in honor of Mother's Day. And I wrote, what does a mother mean to you? To have a mother means to have someone before whom you can cry without shame, with whom you can discuss 1,000,001 insignificant as well as important things in life. A mother is a confidant, a friend, a guide, and a teacher. A mother is a nurse and sometimes a doctor. A mother means that you are not alone, that you have roots, that you have a family to come to. A mother inspires you, and she guides you. A mother holds out promises for your future. A mother is the world to you because she gave you the world when she brought you into this world. She nursed you and diapered you. She nourished you and prepared meals in order for you to grow. She helped you with your homework and always stood by your side. She gave you love, compassion, and understanding. She dried your tears when you were sad. She built up not only your body, but also your mind and spirit. A mother is indeed God's partner in our creation. She is truly God's special gift to each and every one. No wonder we were commanded in the Torah, Kabed es avicha ve'es imecha, honor your mother and father. And here I have to say something about Bill, whom I got to know through his work at Menorah Park over the years. No matter how busy with work or volunteer work for Menorah Park, and I'm sure the siblings as well, but I wasn't as familiar with them, but he was never too busy for Mom. I saw him sitting with her so often on a Sunday morning bagel brunch or just visiting, because he understands the meaning of that commandment of honoring one's mother, and we saw that. As we heard, she was always proud of her children, but didn't like to talk about it, didn't want to brag. Bill used the word superstition. In the Jewish tradition, we're steeped in something else similar. It's called akana hara. Some people say kanayna hara, meaning, you say something good, you say the ayin hara, the evil eye, shouldn't get the better of us. So that was part of the Jewish heritage as well. And that she instilled within you all of this humbleness as well. But even though she didn't speak about how proud she was, all three of you knew it. The values, health, so grateful for the health of her own health and her family. And the value of family, you saw that and how she cared for your father, Harry, Olav Shalom, of blessed memory. They were married for 54 years and always did what was good for him. One example, when we spoke yesterday, you told me about a dog the family had. Now, Sarah did not like dogs, but Harry, her husband, liked a dog, and they had a dog, and it was her who wound up taking care of the dog. Now, Harry worked in the jewelry business, a mentor, and often would come home late at night. When he came home late at night, she would have dinner on the table for him. Even though she had served dinner to the 3 children earlier, she served a second time for her beloved Harry. And all those winter nights with the Cleveland weather and the stormy days and the snow, she waited up eagerly for anticipating his arrival home safely. That's what we call devotion in a marriage. You also saw her value of family in her relationship to her siblings as a devoted sister to Ray, to Romney, and Sam, and how close they were growing up and throughout life. We heard about her love for her grandchildren, many of whom I've seen on the Menorah Park campus as well: Eric, Aaron, and Daniel, Emily, and Melanie, and Hallie. And although she didn't have her own children till she was 30 years old, because she was blessed with something we all pray for, arichat yamim, long life. She had 11 grandchildren, something that most people do not achieve or do not merit. And even when she was over 90, she was still pretty amazing. As we heard, the trips and so forth, doing things you wouldn't expect someone of that age to do. So the family, I'm sure you know, but it can't hurt to emphasize that this family was blessed. Blessed with a wonderful mother who left you with such fond memories. We heard that in her house she was conservative in spending and didn't have that much. But you know what she gave you? She gave you of herself. She gave you her love. She gave you from her heart. And you know something? That's worth far more than anything, any material things that one can buy. And whatever happened in life, she never complained. And that reminded me of a phrase of the rabbis, Eizehu Oshir, who was rich. It doesn't say somebody has a lot of assets and a big bank account. It says, Eizehu Oshir, who was rich, Hasameach Bechelko, someone who was satisfied with their portion. Someone who was satisfied with their lot. Someone who was satisfied with their life. And that was Sarah. And so she leaves behind a beautiful legacy and this beautiful family that we see and have heard from today. She lived a life that we can all be proud of. May her soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. Tehei Zichra Baruch. May her memory be a blessing to us all. I'll ask you to please rise for the memorial prayer, where her Hebrew name, Sarah Bat Ze'ev, or Velvel, will be used in the appropriate place. El Molei Rachamim, Shochein Bamramim, Hamsei Minucha Nechanaha, Al Kanfei Ashkinaho, B'mahalos, Kedoshim Etohorim, Kizoah Harakiyam Azhirim, Nes Nishmas, Sora Bazev, Shahalachal Yolamo, Bavur, Shemishpachta Mispalalim Bad Haskaras Nishmaso, Biganei Dentei Minuchaso. L'chein ba'al harachamim yastireho b'seisei k'nofav li'olamim v'yitzerar b'tzror ha'chaim es nishmaso Adonai hu nachlaso v'sanuach b'shalom al mishkavav B'nomar Amen. O God, full of compassion, thou dwellest on high. Grant perfect rest beneath the sheltering wings of thy presence, among the holy and pure, who shine as the brightness of the sky. And to the soul of Sarah Bat Ze'ev, Sarah Lieberman, who has gone unto eternity, may her rest be in the paradise of the Garden of Eden. May the Lord of mercy bring her under the cover of his wings, and may her soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. May God be her possession, and may she rest in peace. And let us all say Amen. Interment will take place immediately following this service at Lincoln Cemetery. Shiva will be observed at the home of Bill and Sandy Lieberman at 29277 Shaker Boulevard in Pepper Pike, following the interment at the cemetery until 8 o'clock this evening, and tomorrow, Thursday, between the hours of 1 to 4 and 6 to 8. We'll ask the pallbearers to please step forward.